Hi there, Biney here. So now what we are going to do is to try to look at how we can upload the file using the file picker over here on the web page. Okay, so to do that, we'll first look at it from this way. We will use the record button here to capture the process, and then we can always play it back. Okay, so what do I mean? Let's turn that on. So when you turn on the recorder, this is what appears for you to start recording. So you click on record and you begin to demonstrate the process. So now I've clicked to record, and so I'll click, see if I'm feeling it, and possibly click on any of them, then open. And I've done that file input. So once I'm successful with that, all I have to do is to click on done. So essentially what I have done is to record the process, and I already have the browser part, so there's no need for that. Then possibly let me get rid of these as well so that get a clean code there. Let me save and refresh the page. Let's play it back and see if it's able to pick the file. Good. So we are obviously not going to select the same person all the time, and so we have to find a way to make it dynamic. Let's say pick this name, assuming that is the person we would like to. Notice that when we recorded, it automatically created some UI element. Okay, and so we are going to leverage that. We'll go in here and then we'll edit the attribute that has the name and put the new name that we want to select, and let's find out if that works. Good, so it works. So essentially this is one way you can pick a file to upload on the web page. Okay, let's look at a different method, because usually what I have realized is if you have a whole lot of these files and then you are trying to pick, sometimes it behaves in a weird manner and is unable to pick what you want, especially when it's not in view. So assuming that I pick this particular one that is out of view, okay, see when we open it doesn't readily show on the page unless we scroll. Okay, let's test that one too and see if it's able to move there. Alright, so before that I think I'm going to create a variable for that. So let's set a variable, and we put the variable and let's call it named. Then we'll come here and then change this to the variable named. Okay, so whenever we change it there, it just reflects here. We don't have to come here again. Let me save that and let's run it. Yeah, so exactly what I was talking about. Because it is not in view, it throws an error. But if we were to have it in view, like I'm having all the items in the folder in view, okay, like that, let's see what happens. That it is able to pick it. And so because of that, I prefer not to use this method. Let me show you the method that I prefer to use. So I'll disable this. So with the next method, what I normally do, alright, let's comment this out like we do. Comment as method 1 and method 2. So with the method 2, yes, we'll click on this, choose file option there, we'll click on that. So once we click on that, now you realize that anytime we select a name, once it is here, if we click on open, it will pick that file for us. Okay, if we select, you see the name appears, it will pick it for us. So that means that if I'm able to paste the text there, exactly the name that we have in there, I should be able to get that file. Okay, so that's what we are going to leverage. So to do that, what I will do is I'll open the dialog window again, and just so we see that it works, I'm just going to make it small so that not all the elements will be on screen, and then I will capture the file name field. Once that is captured, I'll just save that. And then come back here. So this is it. And just, okay, let's leave it like that. Edit file name, I think that's okay. We could rename it anyway, but I'm just leaving it like that. So now what are we going to do? We just have to populate that field once that is open. Okay, so come here and do UI. Remember, when we click, it engages the native Windows environment and not the browser. Okay, so we are not going to do this browser one, but rather we'll use the UI automation and we'll populate that field. So which field? Come here, select, that's the file, edit file name that we captured earlier. That's what we put here, and then the name is going to be our variable name, or if you like to type it out, fair enough. So that is it. So once that is done, of course we are going to have to press the button to open. So we'll bring that one to here, and let's find out if it works. So there you go, it works. So even if it is not in view, so for instance John Smith is out of view. Okay, so let's go and change the variable to John Smith. Let's run it. Opens John Smith. Okay, so what is happening is we need to get the name exactly as it is. It's Smith John and not John Smith. Okay, so let me just copy that, come in here, and then turn it the other way. So when we run it, this time it should work. Smith John and open, then the file is captured. Okay, so essentially this method is guaranteed to work all the time. One other thing that I would like to draw attention to is the fact that instead of pressing the button open, you realize that after typing the name, we could just tab, and then either space or return to open. Okay, you count it after the name, 1, 2, 3, then return or space to select the file. Okay, so we could model that here by using the keystrokes. So keys, then we'll do tab, and then I think there was a space to select it. or return. We can also use the return key here, which is enter. Let's save that. Let's run it, and it works. So essentially, these are some of the ways we can use to pick a file for upload on a web page. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.